especially when you're 15 foot. No problem. It's coming round in the loop, so it's coming back to here. Yeah, they're going back to right at the end there. Sit down. The live stream. Hello. Cymru Rhydd Free Wales. It's going to take a while for them to come through. Far. All the way to the end. They're going round in a loop around Cardiff and coming back to the same place at the end there. Yeah, there's a rally, then with speakers, there's a big screen down the end. They're going down the Hayes, yeah, round Millen, round Castle Street, yeah, and then back round and then back away, yeah. So they're going all the way down to, yeah, Hayes. Well, the traditional Welsh bagpipes, those are. Yeah. Where does that see? I can't see that. Where is it?
See it there, right in the middle?
Oh yeah. Who? Oh So that's, I presume, he doesn't like us.
Oh, is that what he's
I think. Yeah, he's pointing down to the matches,
Okay.
so he's against the match. Fair enough. You get one or two now and again.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Democracy.
Well, I'm not against it, I just don't know anything about it.
No, I know, yeah. That's true for the majority of us.
Yeah. Certainly not. I'd rather take it myself than independent Wales than bloody Western.
That's the point, yeah, a lot of people. Exactly, and that's what a lot of people are trying to.
People are expected to have a view, aren't they? Yes or no? And it doesn't always...
Even people who support independence are in the middle, really.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I thought I was going to get thrown in the middle. Somebody's flare. Yeah, go for it. Ta-ra, bye.
Do you mind appearing on camera if I ask you a question? I am live streaming for a thing called Independence Live.
Aye.
And I caught the accent.
Yeah.
Okay. Where are you from?
We're from Dublin.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Kildare.
And can I ask not a surname, just a first name?
Aidan.
Aidan, hello. And
Sam.
you're over for what? A few days, a
A
week?
few days, yeah.
Okay. And the weather's been kind to you
The weather's
today?
been good to us, yeah.
Yes,
Today's been
today was
fantastic,
fun.
yeah. It's lovely.
Are you aware of these marches taking place?
We weren't until we came up, but delighted to see it. There should be more of it.
Okay.
Well. But it's fantastic to see. Great colour as well.
We're trying to do it peacefully.
Yeah.
Regain our independence.
Yeah.
Thanks, Aidan. Thank you.
Absolutely, yeah. No problem.
Enjoy the rest of your stay.
Will do, yeah.
You've just been seen all over Scotland. And possibly wider. If you go onto a thing called Independence Live, you'll see the whole thing. Okay, on Facebook. They all slowed down a bit with COVID. Obviously that didn't happen, and then it's been slow to build up again.
Yeah.
But it's beginning to, the number of people are willing to come through.
With the way the Tories are behaving down south, it should be.
Yeah, I've got tears in my eyes as well. I don't know whether to dance or film or be everywhere at the same time. It's so emotional. I don't know about everyone else, but I've been so sad, like with Falkirk not being there and the festival. I was so like actually depressed, and this is so beautiful. I'm gonna start bawling in a minute. Oh, here comes Collar. You know, the thing about independence people, it's all the best people. I wish I could hug all of them in the same moment. And everybody's filming all around me. Here comes one of the big flags. Looking good, guys! Oh, here comes our pipe band! Yeah! Looking good, guys! Hello. Oh, I love these people. I have to say something from the bottom of my heart. Fuck the Tories. So as you can see, the unionists will be telling us there's 4 people here, but there's a lot of people here. It's so beautiful. I've got tears streaming down my face. What do you want?
Independence.
When do you want it?
What do we want? Independence. When do we want it?
I don't know if my face is gonna split open from smiling or I'm gonna like drown myself in tears of happiness. Oh, look at these beautiful people.
It's a window of opportunity. Strong enough.
What do we want?
Independence!
What do we want?
No!
What do we want?
Independence! No!
What do we want?
Independence!
What do we want?
people here, let me tell you. Oh, Heather, you are here with us in spirit. Looking good, guys. Awesome. Oh my God, this is so beautiful. Freedom Tracy! Hello! I love these people. Looking good! Oh my God, there's so many people here, it's wonderful. Sounding good. Scottish, not British. Brilliant. Thank you, Lillian. I'm actually got tears streaming down my face and I'm grinning my head off like a chicken. All the people watching here with us in spirit, thank you for watching, love you. Oh my God! Oh my God! I'm standing here bawling my eyes out. Love you. That's Eileen Penman, she's a brilliant musician and singer. Oh, that's a wee one. Oh my God, I love these people. That is such a cool flag. Banner. I tell you what, all the best people in Edinburgh here today. All the best people are indie people. I was just wishing somebody had a drone. I was just wishing someone had a drone, and there's a drone. I don't know if you can see it. So somebody's got drone coverage. I hope we get to see it because this looks so beautiful. Looking good. There's some flags of different countries here. Who knows what the flag with the Celtic knot and the saltire means? It's really pretty. I like the Celtic knot, but I don't know what it means. Reclaim independence. Okay, I have to be careful about this music because otherwise they cut the stream. Looking good, guys. Independence Live. Yeah, Facebook's really bad about that. If there's music on the live stream and for too long they cut our sound for the whole stream. Oh, I'm stuck between two musics. I don't know what to do. Oh, there's so many people, and that street up there is backed up with people. One thing that I'm noticing is that a lot of people are saying they don't know about the events if they're not on like Facebook and some social media. Some people have cut out social media from their lives, you know, and there's not enough adverts in the general community. There should be like posters up the main streets of Edinburgh and that's saying about it, I think. Just like for future marches. Some people are not getting to hear about the marches. And I'll take the road. I'll be in Scotland before you. You, my true love, never. Look at the wee ones. Look at the wee ones. The high road, and I'll take the road. And I'll be in Scotland before you. Oh, I like the Celtic nation flag. I want one of those. They're so stunning. I think the best thing we can do is that Wales, Scotland and Ireland and whatever other Celtic nations, we all stick together. Oh, that is such a cool flagpole. Brilliant flagpole, by the way. Brilliant flagpole. Look at that. You've got so many flags on there. There's another one. Oh yeah, Julie, I know some people were saying that they didn't get to hear about it. So like there's a police van here sort of signaling that that's the end of the march, but there's tons of people. That whole street is backed up like crazy, and there's people with saltires walking behind the march, so this is not the end of the march. That street is literally heaving with people. Okay, so they've stopped those people up there so they can't walk, so I don't know what the story is. I'm gonna catch up with the march. There's people trying to carry everything at the same time. Even us, we had so many things to take with today, and then we ended up leaving most of the things because you don't know if it's gonna rain or snow or be a gale or anything. Look at this. Okay, so I'm gonna catch up with the rest of the march. Hope you enjoy the route. Hello, everybody.
This flagpole. I think that's the winner of flagpoles, seriously. Oh, no, that one's taller. I don't know. Hello. There's a lot of people behind the barricades as well that have got saltires.
There's a lot of people lining the route, smiling their heads off like me. You look brilliant.
Thank you very much.
Well, everyone does, but you look very brilliant. I think we should have best dressed awards and best flag awards and... Hello.
One single lane traffic on the motorway from Glasgow.
Really?
That's
Sing. We'll say that again.
It's single lane traffic.
Oh my God.
Outside Edinburgh.
Oh, so most people can't get here because there's single lane traffic on the highway. That's terrible. Independence! Oh, sorry, sir. I'm trying to get this flag above me. Anyway, I'll get it when it goes past. Look at that, that's impressive. I think we should stop giving people awards because every one of these people is a hero. And I want to say one thing as well. Kevin Gibney, wow, what a dude. He's literally doing Independence Live, and we are live streaming for him, but he's the best guy ever. So shout out to Kevin Gibney. Shout out to All Under One banner. Thanks for organizing the events. You know, there's too much people complaining about this and Nicola Sturgeon and everything else. Look at the positive. Look at how many amazing people we have in our community. I'd like to see people actually raising champions out of these marches and all the independence movement. Who's your champion, you know? I can think of a lot of people like Windy. She's always a highlight. Windy McDonald, like I said, Kevin Gibney, All Under One banner. Who's your champions? Tell me if you've been at the marches, who stands out in your mind? When you want to go to a march and you're just hoping that you're going to see a certain person or certain people, who are they? Let's have some positivity here. Look at the wee ones. You look brilliant. We should have a dog award as well. I know that Sheldon gets attention and Sheldon's amazing. We should have Sheldon and friends. Because people go to such an effort. He has a little fluffy white dog with the blankets. There's teeny little dogs, big dogs, they're so cute. So we're outside St. Giles Cathedral. There we go. And I'm going to be honest, I'm dying for a fag, but I can't stop filming. Now! Independence! Now! Independence! Now! Independence! Now! Independence! That's quite ingenious. Okay, so we're going down the Royal Mile for people who know Edinburgh. And this sea of saltires. We were talking yesterday and saying that after we get independence, we don't want these marches to stop because we love them so much and all the people are so amazing.
Okay.
We love the saltire.
Aren't you proud of this today? Aren't you proud of this today?
Absolutely.
You just stay into that. I'll do the rest of it. Right, let's have a quick. Who are we talking? Introduce yourself. Fiona. Irene. Linda. Ali. Irene. Shout Irene. Linda. Isabel. You talk too much, Isabel, don't you?
No.
I always find someone that's willing to chat to me, and I found you, haven't I? Where are you all from?
Well, we're from all over the Lothians, really.
Okay.
Some Edinburgh, I'm East Lothian, some people are West Lothian.
Okay, and you
Five.
come together how often?
Once a fortnight. We
Okay.
meet. Aye, and we've been doing this since 2012, in fact. Aye, because we started as soon as the first referendum was announced. We hello, sorry.
It's okay.
So we started as soon as that 18th of September 2014 was announced. We set ourselves up.
I want you to do me a big favour.
Why?
The day after independence, come and sing for us all.
Oh yes, we think we'll manage that all right.
Okay.
That'll be a big pleasure.
Sorry, let me finish the names. Introduce yourself.
What did you say? Mary.
Mary, hello Mary. And?
I'm Libby.
Hello. And last but not least,
Linda.
Hello Linda.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine.
How are you doing?
I'm live streaming at the
You're
moment.
live streaming at the moment. Well, you tell them that Edinburgh is leading Scotland.
Come on, you tell them.
What we're doing, we're leading Scotland. It's time for independence. Come join us.
Long past time.
Also hearing about all this fracking nonsense. So independence is all encompassing, you know. We can sort out a lot of things when we get independence. I made a challenge on Twitter for Nicola Sturgeon and Alex Salmon to be marching with us, and it's just little old me, but I think they should be leading from the ground. Both of them. I know Alex Salmon's doing this big tour, but I want to see them in the bloody marches. Looking good. Sorry. Looking good, guys. Give me 5. Oh, that's a new way to ride a motorbike. A bicycle, sorry. Oh, sorry. Wasn't looking where I was going.
Nightmare, he's like.
He just said that to me. He says he's being a nightmare.
He's usually really well behaved.
Anyway, you look brilliant.
Thank you.
You look brilliant. He's trying to run off and get independence for you.
Yeah.
Sorry, my filming is a bit wobbly today because it's a cobble street, and it's not the easiest to keep your footing while you're busy filming and not looking where you're going. So apologies if my filming's wobbly.
When do we want it? Now! What do we want?
Independence!
When do we want it?
Now! That little boy can be really proud of his mummy doing that. Because a lot of us are doing this for our kids and future generations. There comes the drone! I don't know if you can see it, but the drone's flying over. It's so brilliant. Yeah. I don't know if you can see the drone. I really want to see the drone footage. You guys look brilliant. Thank you. Hey guys, you're looking good. Hello, you. Hello. Hello, you. There's Mike Fenwick. He's our champion for declarations of our growth. Get to the finishing point and see Mike there and get your declaration signed if you haven't already. He's a champion. Mike Fenwick is a champion. Raise your champions. I want to see who the champions are. Apart from everyone being a champion. I think she looks amazing. I love that umbrella. Best umbrella so far. Hello, dogs. Hello, dog owners. All the best people. All the best people. Hello. Oh, the Independence Choir. Great singing, ladies. So one of the ladies passed me and she said that the motorway between Glasgow and Edinburgh was down to one lane and people couldn't actually get here. I know there's train strikes and the buses were full and all sorts of challenges, but wow, people getting here and the ones that wanted to. Oh, I'll high five you. Give me a high five. I love her shirt. It says Escape from England. Yay! Yeah.
A long walk to the front again. We've got the local bands playing, so we have pipe band that's leading. And we've got three bands on the march, as well as individuals with instruments. Just make sure you're better for next week, Clara. Oh, brilliant. I'm on the big screen in Jan's mum's telly. Wait a wee second.
This must not be privatised.
A wee bit.
That's so sweet. Hello. There's somebody filming with the helmet on.
Are from where originally?
China?
Whereabouts?
You mean?
In China, whereabouts?
It's a northwest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big country compared to Scotland.
Yeah, it's a big country, it's big, but we love Scotland.
How long have you been here?
3 years.
Okay.
It's quite a long time.
And happy being here?
Yeah, very happy.
You look particularly happy being here.
Yeah, of course. I love Edinburgh.
Thank you for speaking to me. Independence is live, is shown all over Scotland.
Yeah, we spot.
And possibly to China.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I've told you this before if you've been on a live stream with me. And someone once told me, Mike, you've got a hell of a face. Meaning being cheeky. But I'm hoping it's sufficient to get people just to stop and have a chat. Takes a wee while sometimes.
Because we've been going for a few years. I don't know if anyone's noticed on the Royal Mile, like every kind of building's got a different flag crest. It must be an ancient thing. But it's interesting, I went one day up the Royal Mile and I took photos of all of them and the inscriptions.
Am I walking
so
behind
the
yourself?
At the moment, if anyone wants to join the march. No!
I'm always live. I know you are. Listen, I'm going to ask you a favour because I found out, and I'm telling everyone this, my shoelace has just become undone.
Right, can I help?
So I want you to hold that and just point at that.
I will just point at this, right? So
I'll
what I
catch-
see is what I'm getting.
I'll catch you.
Okay.
Which is really good to see because the Independence marches are always, everyone's so well behaved and just jubilant. Blue skies. I just want like 2 aeroplanes to fly across and make a big cell tire on the sky. It's the only chemtrails that's actually got my approval. Hello everyone. So beautiful to see people of all ages. Lots of kids here. You look fantastic. Give me a high five. You look brilliant, guys. Looking good, everyone. Yes, it's time. People of all ages. I need to get to the front of the march. Maybe if anyone's watching the overall picture, can tell me where our other live streamers are. Is there somebody at the front of the march? Because I'm at the back. High five!
The only better time would be if the entire cabinet marched itself out into the front of Downing Street and committed mass suicide. That would be better. But they're not going to do that, so we'll have to do it for them.
In a way, I'm going to suggest to you, I think they might be doing it silently. A person called Tam Brotherson, who I've known for quite a long while. There's quite a few things Tam and I would disagree on, and boy, a lot of things we agree on. I think independence comes near the top. He's coming. The march has stopped, so I'm doing dodgems, forgive me. So who's doing the counting of the numbers? Is it you?
There's everybody here. Quite busy. I'm just going to get folk coming in now, okay? I don't know, but I will let everybody down here, one after the other. I do apologise. There's John Mellon. There's Joanne. You alright? Right, so folks, I'm just going to go and get my stuff set up just now, okay? It is quite big.
Oh yeah. On to the right. Oh, hey. Yeah.
That was the Glencoe pipe band. Right, see if he's given me a wee... Heather, could you hold this a wee minute?
Yes, I
please?
could, darling.
Thanking you. Just film it you want, your life.
Oh, I don't know, I'm
Don't
alive.
put it in me, just put it that way.
Right, I'll put it out. Look, we're looking at the band and everybody coming in. Look. Beautiful, beautiful. Look at the beautiful crowd. I want to know everybody's champion. I'm going to try to give you an aerial view, but the wind's a bit blowy. Shout out to Margaret Cooper to get better soon. Now this is what I like to see when the shops are actually flying cell tires. Edinburgh cell tires. It's a cute little shop, this, by the way. I don't know what it's called, but this is what it looks like. It's a really cute little shop. If you want a kilt, you get one for $29.99. Look at those kilts. I need that umbrella, it's kind of cool. It's here's this Scottish Independence Choir. I was actually going to bring a loud hailer with today, but I didn't have enough space. But we need more microphones and things for different groups. If people donate to different things, people can get more microphones and things. Sounding good, ladies. Just a little while longer. Everything will be alright. Everything will be alright. Oh, that's beautiful. A little bit longer. So a shout out to the Independence Choir singing for Scotland. Just a little while longer. Everything will be alright. Everything will be alright. Oh, the person who said such a nasty thing. Oh my goodness. You know what? All I'm going to do is delete unionist comments because they are nasty people, you know. Here's all the independence people like sharing love with everyone, and the unionists are being horrible. Just put your nasty comments up here. You know where the sun don't shine. I'm just going to delete the comments and you'll be blocked. So, you know, you can be nice and positive, or you can shove yourself up your own. Hello! So here we are by the Scottish Parliament. Some people love it, some people hate it. That's the nice thing about like freedom of speech, democracy. You can have your own opinion, you know. You don't have to like everything, but I think a lot of people can do with being less negative and more positive. Look at these people. I think it was like the beginning of last year there was a march in Edinburgh, and it was really horrible weather, and it was like, I don't know, it was somewhere just like the end of lockdown-ish, and there weren't a lot of people. It was horrific weather, and there was a group of unionists at the end saying like, oh, there's nobody here, and like I counted everybody and I was like, so long as there are 100 of us, we will never surrender. And there was exactly 100 of us.
People give me suggestions and comments about how else I might do it. And let me give you a very, very simple reason why I do it this particular way. And it will change. I spent maybe £30 in petrol coming through to Edinburgh today. Just remember that. Total cost £30. Now some people have said, right, put it online or email me a copy and we'll post them all back to you. Imagine folks, I did it that way. As I say, I'll explain it in greater detail at another time. But a second class postage stamp is 68p. And if 1,000 people posted them all back to me, it would cost £68. That's why I'm doing it this way, and shortly you'll see an expansion, I hope, of the Yes stalls who are helping me. Anyway, that's enough about that. I've got to go and find out where I'm going to stand, because I think some of us are going to be falling in the water, and that was me nearly doing it.
Who were part of Britain?
Looking good, people. Looking good. Look at all these beautiful people. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna go to the end of it and then I need to take a rest because I'm not that well at the moment and I need a bit of a breather, but I'll still go around the top there. But I'm getting a bit dizzy. Okay, I'm going to go to the side and we'll be able to see everyone.
We get the rest of the march in. Then the first speaker will be Chris Law from the SNP. So it will take us a few minutes to get organised, guys, okay? Cheers.
And you'll get a good view of how many people are here. Oh, this is just beautiful.
I've no change, I wonder if we'll take a rubber.
So this is the end spot and we're going to have like speeches and musicians and all sorts of things, but there's a beautiful turnout. Thank you, Pamela. Okay, this person. I'm going to go through the messages, but the comments, there's some unionists on there and they're making stupid comments and they need to focus on their own lives. We're doing a nice thing and everybody's positive and lovely and we don't need their toxic comments. It's been non-stop, every post, every independent post, everything. They're just going to get deleted and blocked. Okay, everybody's really amazing and beautiful. I'm going to try to give you a good look up. Okay, I'm just going to try and climb down here. 2 seconds. Oh, that's beautiful music. Oh. Okay, I'm going to take you to the other side of the stalls. Nice to see you, sir. Well done. Look at this. You enjoying yourself here today? Nice to see you.
Always do.
I saw some people are having trouble getting here. They said they'd reduced the motorway to 1 lane from Glasgow to Edinburgh. And we've got the train strikes, but there's a lot of people here. Huh?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Nice to see you.
What do you reckon? 10,000?
I don't know, but we've got lots of people watching and there was lots of barriers to come here, but this is beautiful, you know.
Yeah.
I think the Tory government's like stabbing themselves in the foot and more people are turning to it. And you know, there's a march in Wales today for Welsh independence.
How'd you been there if you watched today?
Aye. Do you want to be in all places at the same time? Anyway, it's lovely to see you. Where are you from? Are you from Edinburgh yourself?
Yeah.
Well, it's beautiful to see you. Thank you so much.
An import.
Lovely to see you. There's people up top of the crags watching down. I love all the different flags. There's so many flags. I think we should be giving some awards to some people because they got so much effort. It's really fun.
Independent benefit.
Oh, there's little mushrooms growing everywhere. Okay, I'm just going to go around. I'm going through the bundus here. That's one thing. Trying to find your way around when you're disabled so you don't fall on your face. Okay, I'm going to try and get down here. Hold on. Oh. Oh. No, it's okay. Thanks for offering. I'm just using it as a walking stick. Oh, there's the bikers. Oh my God, I have to go there.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. You're so sweet. Here's some of the bikers. Oh. I love the bikers. Who wants to see the bikers? Oh, look, there's Superman. Scotland man. Hello, Independence bikers. Hello guys, you're on Independence Live. Oh, there's Freedom Tracy. Yes, bikers. I like those Tesla flags. They're cool. Hello guys. Hello guys. Oh, that is such a cool bike. Look at that, it's massive. Look at that wee boy. That's what's happening on the other side of me. Okay. I'm going to start another feed now and go and watch the speeches so we don't lose everything in Awana. And I'll be back with you in a minute. So I just want to thank everyone for watching and keeping me company, or I would have been so lonely walking in the marsh by myself. Oh, they're making the most amazing food here. Oh my goodness. People who make food, thank goodness for them. I wish I could take photographs as well. Okay. I'm going to start another feed. Sorry, sweetie. Sorry. I'm going to start another live feed, guys. Jim, signing off. I'll be back.
That welcomes refugees and immigrants and doesn't attack them. That's the sort of country that we want. So he stands over the shoulder of them. And make one final point. I mean, people have saw the opinion polls this week. Labour 33 points ahead of the Tories. Things aren't as dramatic in Scotland. The SNP is keeping its lead in Scotland. It's keeping its support. But the Labour vote has doubled. And believe me, at the next general election, based on the current voting intentions, if there's a 4% swing from the SNP to Labour, then Labour will be neck and neck with them. Now, that is a warning to the Scottish Government. A warning to them. They need to do two things. First of all, they need to make sure that the poor and the vulnerable in the society are looked after and do everything they can to fight the Tories and the imposition of their policies in Scotland. They need to stand up to them. For a start, they can increase the taxes on the rich rather than abolishing them. They control tax in Scotland, income tax in Scotland. That's the first thing they can do. The second thing they can do is get off their arses and fight for independence. We cannot rely on the UK Supreme Court to grant us the right to a second independence referendum. It is not going to happen. Nor can they rely on a general election victory. Even if they won, the British state's still not going to give in. So we need to be on the streets in bigger numbers. We need to march hand in hand with the people who are fighting back against the Tories. We need to build a mass movement capable of confronting the British state and bringing about an end to the UK state. That's what we need, a mass movement. Prepare to take action. That's the sort of movement that we need. So, with that, I'm going to introduce our first speaker. And our first speaker is Chris Law, the SNP MP. Chris.
A slight adjustment here. I'm a bit tall, as you can see. How's everybody doing? They're doing fantastic. Can we just put a round of applause to our speaker, Bob Fotheringham, who's just come off stage? And can we all put a round of applause to ourselves for marching such a wonderful day? And I also want to say thank you for inviting me here today, and it's a real privilege to look out and see so many faces, young and old, from all different backgrounds, from all parts of Scotland. It makes me feel truly part of the best movement you could ever hope to be with, so thank you so much. I just want to tell you a little bit about my past, a little bit about the present, and then the future. Just over 8 years ago, I was campaigning around Scotland in a converted Green Goddess fire engine. And for those of you who remember, it was converted to be called the Spirit of Independence. It's 40 days and 40 nights on the road. And the number one lesson that I learned is that in Scotland, the best thing we can do, the only thing we can do to win independence, is to continue those conversations. I had hundreds of conversations in that time. Neighbours, family, friends, colleagues, political opponents, political people on the same side as me. But those conversations is what moved from 25% in 2012 to 45% in 2014. Never doubt yourself and what you have to offer when you speak to others about your vision of independence. I then made the decision to stand for election and become an MP. And I just had a conversation 5 minutes ago about, would anybody have imagined what's happened in the last 8 years? And we could have predicted that in 2014. Do you think a single person here would have believed it? Not a chance. Seven and a bit years I've been an MP. I've had four Prime Ministers, one each after another, getting progressively worse. It's little wonder that we're in a situation where Labour's doing so well in the polls. We've got the worst cost of living crisis. We've got the worst rates of inflation. We've had 12 years of austerity. We've had wages frozen. And where we are today, marching for something completely different that all the major parties in Scotland and the UK wish to stop us for. We all know where the Tories are. If they had their opportunity, they would close this Parliament behind us. I've heard it myself from MPs. They see us as a block to their powers that they want to use over Scotland. And we've seen that already with the internal market bill, with pulling back from Brexit, something that Scotland did not vote for. So we know where we stand with the Conservatives. What shocks me the most is that I'm sure many of you here used to vote Labour. Well, I'm hearing yeses and nos, so that's for clear. And I could completely understand, because Labour used to be, decades ago, the party of Scotland at least. It supported austerity, which harmed the most vulnerable, the most poorest vulnerable people in society in Scotland, and drove many, many, many thousands of people into poverty. Now we find they support a hard Brexit. They've made that very clear. No single market, no customs union, let alone the EU. That is punishing people right now in Scotland. We have seen a drop in GDP, not just in Scotland, but across the UK. Then they also say they won't work with the SNP, which is astonishing, because we're a progressive party. We want to make the gap between the wealthiest and the poorest narrower, just the same as they do. We want to deliver the best NHS you can imagine. We want to deliver a future for our children to be proud of. And we want to deliver a Scotland where everybody feels included. And yet, at last week's conference, they're saying they'll not work with us. Never. Fine. There's many of us here from different parties and none. That's okay. We have a clear cause. But the bit that really don't understand is both the Conservatives and Labour and the Liberal Democrats all oppose your right to have a referendum. And that, to me, is absolutely not on. All of us here deserve the right to decide our own future. I've been out campaigning recently, and I've met people on the doors who are not yet convinced about independence. But I can tell you something, these are the same people on the doors I was at 7, 8 years ago who had not a chance of voting independence. So there are people out there waiting to be persuaded. There are people out there that are looking at the rest of the UK going, what a disaster. There are people out there who are really worried whether they're going to be able to eat next week, whether they're able to go put the heating on, whether they're going to have to go to a food bank. Can you imagine? We're the 5th largest economy and we have over 2 million food parcels every year go around the UK. It's a complete and utter disgrace and has to come to an end. As I said at the beginning, it's a great privilege and I'm really honoured to be here today, and you've given me great strength to go back to Parliament with. It really matters. Listening to those bagpipes at the front coming down the Royal Mile today put the hairs on my neck up, and I'm completely ready to go back. But I want to say this. For those of you next week who's going to be in Glasgow, there's a Yestival on. For those who are SNP members or supporters, there's a conference on. And on Monday, the Supreme Court starts to sit on whether or not Scotland has a legal right to a referendum. And that is crucially important. For those of you who think there's a fast track, there just isn't. So where we're at the moment is to go to the Supreme Court, and this is something the UK government does not want. So we should support our government here in Scotland for that right to be heard in the Supreme Court. Because in a few months' time, we will know the decision of those judges. And if they judge yes, then on October the 19th, we will have our vote. But let me just say this, for those of you worried about the result, and I guess all of us have got a bit of worry about that, that's fair enough. If they say no, then we need to know what legal route Scotland has, because this is supposed to be a voluntary union, and that is not what it is.
Where's Nicola today?
Ah, exactly.
So for all of us here who want a fairer, just, kinder, equal society, greener, working for ourselves and our children and children's children, there is no time to wait. We need to get out there and support each other. I don't care which party you're in or no party. We are all after one cause, and that's to bring power home to Scotland so that we can make decisions for today, tomorrow and for generations to come. Thank you very much.
Hi there, thanks to Chris Law. Is Charlotte Ahmed, Carly Wilson and Derek Durkin here? Yeah, oh Charlotte's here. We're looking for people that are going to speak next. So we can't find Corey Wilson, so we're going to get... So we're going to have Charlotte Ahmed here from Now Scotland. Give a big hand. Yay!
Thank you everyone for coming here. It's incredible that at this time, when the Tories are on the rocks, when the pound is about worth as much as a tatty scone, which could be our new currency if that continues, we need this movement to up the ante. These movements, these moments in history don't come all the time. And this moment in history has been made by people. On the one hand, there are people like the Tories who want to make the rich richer at your expense. And by the way, so far, they've been getting away with it. How many people here or in Scotland vote Tory? Hardly anybody. There's a democratic deficit here. We do not vote for the policies that are being imposed on us. So why should we put up with it? Time to step up. Stand up for your rights. And I want to say, I know other people have said this. Partly this moment is created by the fact that millions of people in this country don't want to be poor. The trade unions have stepped up. UCU, I noticed there were strikes today. The CWU, your posties that kept working in the lockdown, your rail workers that kept working in the lockdown, the health workers, the care workers, the shop workers, all of these people have been asked by this government to take pay cuts and poverty pay for years to pay for their bailout. Well, we will not do it. This movement has to say, in my opinion, that we have to unite with those workers who are fighting and those workers who are still to come on the battlefield. And we can unite people under the banner for independence. This is a historical moment, folks. Let's not have a lull over the new year. Well, let's have New Year. We deserve a bit of a party. We'll save up for it and have a party. But see, in the new year, you need to come out in bigger numbers. You need to get your community groups to come out. You need to get the pensioners to come out. You need to get the children to come out of their schools, because it's their future that is being mortgaged off by these Tories. And we also have the small matter. The small matter that this planet is dying in front of our eyes. There won't even be a planet to live in that's worth living in if we let these people get away with it. And the cure to that is the people. I don't see any political parties equal to that fight at the moment, bar none. But I do see people in the streets and on the picket lines demonstrating for their rights. What is their right to decent pay, a decent life for them and their children, a decent level of nutrition, a decent standard of housing, and we don't have to go to the Tories with a begging bowl for that. So let's unite. Let's take to the streets. We need to get angrier. Why don't we occupy some places? Why don't we occupy some colleges? Why don't we get to Scottish Power and say enough is enough? Come on, other people are doing it. This movement can do that too. And we can build that society in Scotland if we unite all those fights. Climate, crisis of living, cost of living, and the fight for independence. We are one fight. If we don't unite, we will fail, and we cannot afford to fail. Thank you for coming. Power to the workers, power to our movement. Let's see you out again. Thank you.
Hi folks, if you come to these rallies you'll know that there's a guy called Mike Fennick who has got a declaration for the sovereign Scotland, and if people want to sign it, he's going to be around behind the stage here, so if anyone wants to go around and sign it, I know a lot of you will have already done it, but if you want to go and sign it, you'll find them around the back of the stage here. Okay, so the next speaker we've got... Sorry,
we've got another announcement just quickly to say anybody that's came for the Iran rally, that they're gathering and rallying over in the car park over at the right side of the stage here through those trees. That's for the Iran rally for the women that get killed because she was busy wearing a headscarf.
Okay, thank you. And the next speaker is going to be Derek Durkin from Trade Union for Independence.
Thanks very much, and first of all, it's a great pleasure for me to bring fraternal greetings and solidarity from Trade Unionists for Independence, and thank the AUOB for organising this event. And if ever there was a time to reclaim our sovereignty, then surely it's now, as we watch the cost of living crisis, fuel bills going through the roof, mortgage repayments doubling, and of course it looks very much like further attacks on benefits. And all this to pay for increased bankers' bonuses and tax cuts that of course benefit the rich in society. So we have a clear choice here. We have a clear choice today. Either we sink with the great ship Britannia, or we set sail on the new independent Scotland ship. What I'm about to say should not be taken in any way as an attack on a political party and its membership. However, it should be taken as an attack of those in power who have prevaricated for 8 years over moving this campaign forward to independence. Whilst we continue to be mocked by an extreme right-wing Tory government at Westminster, we continue to beg them for a gold-plated Section 30. Now, if you believe that a British court of law is going to give us a go-ahead and say, go on, have your referendum, or if our lovely new Prime Minister that makes Thatcher look like a socialist, if she's going to say, on you go and have your referendum, then you must also believe that the Loch Ness Monster's about to come to our aid and break the chains. It's absolute fallacy. There will be no Section 30, gold-plated or otherwise.
Yes! Yes!
But something has to give. Something's got to give. I am sick to death, as no doubt many people out there are, of hearing just one more vote for the SNP and we're there. Well, that's not the case. More and more people are now looking at the leadership and saying we've had enough. And I count myself as one of those. You can heckle all you want, but look at the facts. Now, what's happened to the party? Has it been infiltrated? And as soon as you say that, then people start shouting conspiracy theorists. Well, as a lifelong socialist trade unionist, I don't need lessons on conspiracy theories. I've seen how the dark forces of this UK nation operate. You need to look no further than the miners' strike of 84-85 to see who was sitting at the top table next to Arthur Scarborough. Absolutely. So, if you're a trade union, or ask anybody, trade unionist that was blacklisted or had their phones tapped, ask any environmentalists that have suffered at the consequences of MI5, or any animal rights activists. Now, if they can infiltrate those groups, because their purpose, don't forget, is to protect the British state. So if they infiltrate those groups, are we seriously suggesting that when we got so close in 2014, when we returned 95% of MPs supporting independence, are you seriously saying that they wouldn't infiltrate the SNP? Because if they didn't, I've got news for MI5 who'll be out there. You should all be sacked, you're sleeping on the job. So, we have to be looking for alternatives. And people's assemblies for me has to be the way forward. Because the people have to take control. The fact that we moved from 25% to 45% in 2014 was not due to any single political party. That was due to the yes groups up and down this country. It was due to women for independence. It was due to trade unionists for independence. It was due to Hibs, Hearts, Celtic, Rangers, Cowden, Beaton, Brecon City, yes groups. That's who moved this forward, and that's who will take us forward. So the message I say to the leadership of the Scottish Government is quite clear. If you're not prepared to lead, then follow, because we're moving on to independence. Solidarity, Ser al Maghribra.
Thanks very much to Derek Durkin there. I'm just going to introduce Corey Wilson from the AUOB Party. And after that we're going to have a musical interlude with Really Jiggered. So thanks very much to Derek. Cheers.
Afternoon, freedom fighters. It would have been easy for the last 8 years to give up hope. It's dragged on. We've had missed opportunities. We've had material change after material change, but we mustn't give up hope. The independence movement is ours, the grassroots. It doesn't belong to any political party, any person, any politician, or any ego. And people need to recognise their power. You need to believe in themselves and believe in their country. It's up to us to convince those who don't. We have hope, we have determination and abundance. And if we didn't, we wouldn't be here today. And we will not give up. After all the promises of better together have well and truly disintegrated, the lies have been exposed. Don't let the establishment create division within our movement. We have a wide range of voices, talents, views within our movement, and by working together, especially at a local level, we can deliver a yes vote. In our own area, if each of our areas concentrate on delivering, we can win, and we can create an independent Scotland that we deserve. claiming our rightful place in the world stage as a forward-thinking, progressive country we know we can and will be. We've got too comfortable with talking the talk, and I, for one, am sick of the meaningless rhetoric, sick of the platitudes, and sick of the sound bites. Enough is enough. We need action, and we need it now. Children in our country are living in extreme poverty, and it's about to get worse. Words don't feed them. This is a national disgrace. And right now, there's demonstrations across the country against the cost of living crisis. But let me be clear, there is no such thing as a cost of living crisis. It's a political choice. And for too long, elected officials have taken the public for mugs. People need to open their eyes and see what's really going on. Not just here, but across the world. Don't fall into the trap of fixating on one thing. That's how they divide and conquer. Look beyond, widen your horizons, and importantly, open your mind. The public have been groomed to believe you have no voice. They just accept what they're told or what's happening. Whether it's being denied independence, governments implementing authoritarian policies and powers, the introduction of the cancel culture, erosion of women and human rights, creating wars, division and hatred. It's not an accident that many folk only have the energy for their day-to-day survival. We are at crisis point for all of humanity. How many times over the last few years have we said, it can't get any worse? And look where we are. Folks, independence is not a want anymore, it's a must. So let's get out there and secure it. Thank you.
Okay folks, we're going to have a wee musical interlude just now. We're going to have the Galligators coming on instead of Really Jigger to go and move their van. So just to let you know, if you were expecting Really Jigger, they're going to come on at the end. And anyway, we've got the Galligators coming on in a minute. I just make one final point about this demonstration today. We're looking for a united movement. We want to unite the whole of the independence movement, the people that are fighting back. That's the point behind all under one banner. We want a movement that takes to the streets, that takes whatever action is necessary to win independence. But we want everybody involved in that movement. It's not one in which there are separate parts to it. It's a united movement in action, a united movement that's prepared to take whatever it takes to win independence. That's what we're about. On the streets, civil disobedience if it needs to be it, supporting the workers that are fighting back. That's what we're looking for here today. Okay, so just give us a few minutes and the Galligators will be up. Thank you.
Working class communities in England. It serves only itself. Independence won't be without its challenges, but for Wales to persist in this union at this stage would be an act of national masochism, and Wales is so much better than that. Historical identity, its eye-watering natural beauty, a small nation whose artists and sports stars have lit up the world. Well, now is your time to really shine. And I'll finish with this. Michael Sheen said, "The Pied Piper of Britishness danced us all down to the river and then left us there." Well, in my view, the fantasy of Great Britain serves no one, not even the English. Britishness is a nostalgic hallucination. in which Churchill beats up the Nazis on his own, and Britannia still rules the waves on which the sun never sets. Well, guess what, baby? The sun has set. And most of the blood has dried. Great Britain, the dream or the nightmare, depending on what part of the world you are, is almost over, but the story of Wales is only just getting to the really good part. Because the future is bright, the future is an independent Wales and a united Ireland. Or as you say here, Mair de Vodel in Disclair, Ir Wedon in Edig, Cymru, Annie Bonol. Gyrraedd mila morgydd.
Diolch yn fawr. Rhowch gymeradwyaeth arall I Tai Cici. But he actually has to catch a train, then a bus, then a plane to get back to Cork. Now that is dedication. Diolch yn fawr. Tai Cici. Os ydych chi wedi gweld dyn efo kilt o gwmpas y lle, Nick ydi enw fo. If you've seen a strange man wearing a kilt, he is, oh, there he is. He's waving, if the camera can find Nick. He is actually producing a film at the moment, The Spirit of 22. Fydd yn dilyn yn clwb peldroed ni, ein tîm peldroed cenedlaethol ni yn cwpan y byd yn nes ymlaen. Gawn ni gymeryd y cyfle yma hefyd I ddymuno'n dda. Can we give a massive shout out to our national team who will be in the spirit of 22. But Nick will be producing a film. Yes Cymru will be sponsoring a film for the first time. So be kind to him. Iawn, ein chwaraewr nesa yn y tîm. Mae o yn actor, mae o yn rhywun sydd yn pysgota, mae o wedi bod ar lwyfannau ar draws y byd, ond mae o wedi dewis y llwyfan yma heddiw. Rhowch groeso I Mr Julian Lewis Jones.
Wow, what a sight. What a wonderful sight. Rhawn da, diolch yn fawr I chi am yr gwahoddiad I ddod yma I siarad efo chi. Heddiw yma, fyddai ddim rhy hir. Thank you very much for the kind invitation to say a few words to you today. Dwi wedi cael llon bol. I have had a gutsful. We has been passive, happy to accept, happy to complain. But where has that got us? Yeah? Look at what's happening today. Look at that absolute shower in London who are running the show. Self-serving, egotistical idiots. And believe me, it is by far the worst show on in the West End at the moment. I pride myself on being an individual who makes his own choices in life. Sometimes those choices are good. Sometimes they are not so good. But they are my choices.
Can everyone see the guy with the blue wig? I think it's because of...
I wish I could say the same about my beloved country. We were the first colony of England.
Thanks to the people who gave stars, I can just see somebody.
And in some ways, we are the last colony of England. But enough is enough. It's time we stood up as a nation on our own 2 feet. We are big enough. We are strong enough. And we will fight for this. Annibyniaeth yw'r unig ffordd. Independence is the only way. Pam maen nhw yn Llundain mor ofn yn colli o'i undeb un ochrog? Why are they so fearful in London to see us go our own way? Fearful to see their precious union crumble. A union that was forced upon us, where we were told what to do, what language to speak, what masters to serve. But a change is coming. A change is happening. Look at you all here today. This is not some elitist, crachach, siarad Cymraeg gathering. No. We've come here today from all corners of Wales. From Flint to Fostrassel, from Rhyl to the Rhondda. Different backgrounds, Welsh speaking, English speaking, whatever language you speak. This here today is modern Wales. Cymru ni. Cymru heddiw. Over the past few years, I have been so encouraged to see so many young people express their feelings about an independent Wales. You are our future. Chi ydi ein dyfodol ni. You have the chance to make history, to own history, to take Wales truly into a new chapter. 800 years of oppression. 800 years of being told what to do by another country. And I'm sorry stopio bod yn was bach. It's time we stopped doffing our cap and became our own masters. Let this day light a fire in all our bellies. Diolch yn fawr.
Pushing down.
Call the lion, pray her stand to wed a man of day. Oh, by the man was faith was sold. By the man they sold for gold. By the man they'll never hold. To wed a man of day. Call the spears, oh, Anne and Dale. Call the brave, oh, Yarrow Vale, to wed her love of day. the shield of silver gleam, by the sun in battle the world and land of sin. Bless the man was faith we hold, bless the man in chains they sold, bless the man who fought on the road for one a liberty. Oh, bless the man was faith we hold, bless the man in chains they sold, bless the man who fought on the road for one a liberty. Oh, bless the man in cloth of gold, for one a liberty. Thank you. Thanks for being with us as well. This song's called The Ballad of John McLean by Matt McGinn. Where you're going, lad, and who you're going to meet. A main conversation that's in your garden street. I'll turn 200,000 and sail to the train. That's bringing back to Glasgow or on your John McLean. Dominate. Oh, there was things like John McLean, the fight and dominate. Where he's been, lad, and why has he been there? The magic man in prison, from Leeds in the square. Not Johnny held a finger, and all the else he saw. He's right side of the people, but he's right side of the law. Dominate, dominate. Oh, there was a name like John McLean, the fight was dominate. Johnny was a teacher in one of Glasgow schools. The golden law was silent, but Johnny broke the rules. For a world of social justice, young Johnny took the way. He took his opportunities of playing the man of the captain. Dominate. Oh, there was things like John McLean, the captain dominated. Of the nation, money and justice, the people, but the fiddle and the friends. He and the legend, find the things that are the best. Jump out for a revolution, and call for the progress. Dominate, oh, there was things like John McLean, the fight that dominate. The churches united as one man, for Johnny was a menace with a 1480 plan. They wanted men for slaughter in the fields of volunteers. John called upon the people to smash the profiteers. Dominate, dominate. Oh, there was things like John McLean, the fight that dominate. John McLean, the fight in Derby. Rose in fury at Glasgow and Dundee. Long George in all his pride was shaken to the core. The prison gates were open and John was free once more. Dominic, oh, there was a name like John McLean, the fight in Dominic, Dominic. Oh, there was a name like John McLean. There was things like John McLean. There was things like John McLean. I fight in Dominic. Yay! Can you hear us enough out there?
Aye. Aye.
I've had to turn the monitor off to sort out the noise. Noise is going to the radio. I cannot do that. Just turn that off. Just turn it off.
You're doing a great job, don't worry.
Okay, get two more, and that's us.
You're doing fine. You're doing fine.
By your kitchen, just a wee bit crazy. When say the healers I was first, you the house of London. I'm the command in Thompson Terrace, fears the temple president, holding the healing army room. Every time we London. If we were in Bedford, everyone when the English force upon us come, a bloody battle then began upon the house of London. Oh, the English horses, they were serene, they made their hooves in heel and free, for every class they always stood upon the house of London. Longest day, I go the hill, come away, and sail with the lament today. Here we come to London, and that's the great one goes that say, the healing fire don't lead away, and I'll go the hill this day, to view the house of London. Everyone, when the great one throws upon them town, more for us. We're going for this one. We're going for it. Let's see action. Let's see people. Let's see freedom in the air. Let's see action. Let's see people. Let's be free. Let's see who can. I have learned it. Known it for me. Avatar is one of me. Take me with you when you leave me. Time and love to me. Nothing is everything.
Thanks to the people who gave stars. Thank you. Love you.
Please the people, the audience.
The sun's come out again.
Says nothing. Let's see action. Let's see people. Let's see freedom in the air. Let's see action. Let's see people. Let's be free. Let's see who can. Give me a drink for wash my feet. I'm so tired of running in my own heat. Take this package, it is what you do. Gotta get this information through. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I need. But I get to where I'm gonna end up. And that's alright by me. Let's see action. Let's see people. Let's see freedom in the air. Let's see action. Let's see people. Let's be free. Let's see who can. Let's see action. Let's see people. Let's see freedom in the air. Let's see action. Let's see people. Let's be free. Let's see who can. Let's be free. Let's see who can. Oh, let's be free. Let's see who can. Thank you, cheers.
Oh my God, it's stunning. Oh, because you're a wee hero, that's right. You cheer me up every day. I know, it's good. Oh, that's lovely, man. That's precious.
I know, I'll be putting it in a I have to try and get a string or something to get on it.
Oh, that's so beautiful. I was fucking bawling my eyes out, by the way, when I was filming the march. I was fucking screaming.
Put your hands together, please. A big Merthyr welcome to the one and only Eddie Butler.
To be in Merthyr with independence in the air. This special place, this crucible of protest. I come from half an hour away off the mountain from Monmouthshire, not a centre of revolution. Not really Welsh at all. So it is said, how easily we, even we, find the things that keep us apart. Well, I have been lucky in my life to have been to just about every corner of this land of ours, and it is my simple conclusion that there is far more that binds us together than keeps us apart. And what is it that we are bound into? We are bound into a distinct people, distinct of sound. The Welsh language, which is not only a language in its own right, but which influences the English that so many of us speak to the extent that we are recognisable wherever we go as being from Wales, even me.
To invest in. You cannot be rich and find somewhere to put your money in Britain because you won't get a return. And so they went on a mad speculation spree, a mad casino game where they just bet on anything. It wasn't productive. And all of this, and this is the point when they hit the end of the Ponzi scheme. I can't, my voice is disappearing. I'm not beginning to talk on the top of water as well. And that is why we've got this problem right now in Britain. The problem in Britain is the rich get richer and richer and richer, but they've got nothing real to invest in. And when someone says, you know what, Liz Truss says, you know what, I'm going to give you a whole bunch more money and that'll make the economy grow, they bet against themselves, and that's what's happening. And the reason they bet against themselves is because they know that it's fuck all to put your money in Britain. It's a game. So why is Scottish independence an answer to this? This is what we've got to get our heads round. In Scotland, we have been underdeveloped economically. Get our heads round. In Scotland, we have been underdeveloped economically for so long now that we are absolutely rich with real, productive, meaningful investment opportunities. In Scotland, our energy, our land, our industry, the capacity to redevelop manufacturing, called green reindustrialisation, all of these opportunities mean that serious investors can find ways to invest in Scotland which are real, which are productive, and which create returns. Why is this important? Because your capacity to absorb investment is what underpins your currency. That's what holds your currency up. Sterling is collapsing because Britain's a joke with nothing to invest in. Nowhere to put your money because it doesn't do anything. Scotland, independent, is a place rich with opportunity, rich with natural assets, rich with human assets, which has been underdeveloped by successive London regimes for so long that when Scotland becomes independent, we would have a problem. And this is what our problem would be.
We have such a strong potential investment base in this country that people would look at our currency pegged to sterling and they would say, oh wait a minute, that currency is far too cheap. That country has too much opportunity. We have to price its currency back up. And that's what's going to happen. The Scottish currency upon independence right now would rise against sterling because sterling's a basket case and Scotland isn't. Now this is the basic case we have to make right now. Scotland can absorb serious investment because Scotland is a serious country. England, the rest of the UK can't absorb any investment because it's a joke. Because it's a joke built in a joke. I was down in London this week, I was discussing this with Richard Murphy for a piece of work that we're working on just now. And when I was down, I was looking at estate agent windows, and the pokey wee one-bedroom flat, not too far from King's Cross, not even the nicest bit of London. Seriously, dudes, my throat's away to hell, I've been talking all week. And I looked in, pokey wee flat, one bedroom, £0.8 million, £800,000. That's the price of a pokey wee flat in London. Why? Because when they ran out of sensible shit to do, that's what they did, they inflated their property prices. And you can't keep doing that forever. And that's what's happening now. So this I am asking, with desperation, this is our moment. This is the moment the independence movement has been looking for. Not the madness of Brexit, that was a great help, but this, the fundamental realisation that Britain isn't a safe bet, the fundamental realisation that Britain's actually a basket case. It has been for ages, sterling has been on the slide for a long time now. Now you can't miss it. Now you've got to be blind not to see it. Britain's a liability, Scotland's a better bet. Anyone with their head knows that. So where are we? Why are we not dominating the news channels right now? Why are we not out there saying, come on, this is the reason, this is the point, this shows everyone. You can't be a worse bet than England. Scotland has the opportunity to rebuild now. But we've got to start getting serious about this. We've got to start talking like we know what we're doing. We've got to be able to explain to people why England's why Britain's collapsing, why Scotland wouldn't. And if we don't do that, and if we space this moment, God help us. We can't afford to. Snap out of it now. Understand that when you've got a fundamental crisis in the state that you're trying to break free from, a fundamental crisis which is never going away now, if you can't use that as the raw material of a new nation's independence, then I am lost. So for God's sake, whoever you can talk to, whoever's got power near you, ask them, where's the case? Why aren't we explaining that Scotland is the best future that Scotland has for Scotland? Because sure as hell Britain isn't. Please, for God's sake, bug anyone that you can find, because I swear to God, if in a little while my daughter says to me, is it still shit in Britain? And I have to say, aye. And she says, why didn't we do independence? And I've got to shrug. So help me, I'll need restraint. For the love of God, people, this is the moment to make the case for a better country. We have to do it. Today was a good start, but it's just a start. Seriously, this is our moment. Wake up, everybody.
Big for me then.
Come on, Kyle. Here, I'll see if I can get it here so I can get you. I certainly was Wednesday.
Hello? Oh, it's working. I switched off by accident. Thanks for everybody for kicking around in the rain. Our next speaker is Tommy Sheridan of Hope Over Fear. I'm sure you all know. Give him a big hand.
Thanks very much. Wow, look how many of you have hung around despite the monsoon that just fell upon us. Well done each and every one of you. And well done everyone who marched today to declare quite clearly and proudly that we demand the right to choose an alternative path in the future, an economic path that is based not on greed and inequality, but on sharing and tackling the scourge of poverty. That's what Scotland believes in, and that's what Scotland wants to pursue. This morning as I left Glasgow, I had a wee look at the natural history site, which is full of some wonderful facts and figures, and I saw this wee fact. I hope there are no children listening, but it says a blue whale's anus can stretch to approximately 3.5 feet, making it the second largest asshole on the planet, behind Boris Johnson. Brothers and sisters, surely I'm not the only one who thought that he was the bottom of the barrel, that you couldn't get any worse than Boris Johnson. And then this collection of absolute reprobates, this party who the great and late Ian Banks labelled the hyena party. The hyena party. Why? Because if you study and you look at hyenas, what they do is they go after the young, the sick, the old, the vulnerable. That's what the Tory party do. They are a disreputable bunch of political reprobates who decide that increased bonuses are what they should implement for the ruling class and the bosses, and wage cuts and food banks are what they should introduce for us, the working class. Brothers and sisters, we thought it couldn't get worse than Boris Johnson, and it has done. Liz Truss has to represent the single most despicable politician we have, someone who is integrity free, someone who used to be a Republican is now a Royalist, somebody who used to be against Brexit now supports Brexit, somebody who probably in an earlier part of her life believed in equality and now despises equality. Brothers and sisters, we have an opportunity here in Scotland. I salute the RMT members, the CWU members, the Unite members, the Unison members. I salute every one of you that are standing up and fighting for your wages and conditions. I salute the trade union leaders who are involved in the Enough is Enough movement, because that enough is enough is an appropriate slogan for us today. But I'm going to say this to my brothers and sisters in England and Wales and Northern Ireland. I'm going to say this. There is a difference, particularly in England, between you and us. And the difference is, sadly, England voted for those bunch of reprobates. We didn't vote for them. We didn't. We haven't voted Tory since 1955. The one thing that should unite Scots all across our nation, the one thing about independence, I think there are loads of things, giving us the chance to have our young people realise their true potential because we give everybody the chance for education. Giving our workers the chance for a working and a living wage instead of a poverty minimum wage. Giving a chance to get rid of the scourge and the immorality of nuclear weapons. Those are all good reasons for independence. But here's the one biggest reason for independence. In an independent Scotland, there will be no Tory government, brothers and sisters. And therefore, I conclude by saying to you, brothers and sisters, thanks for braving the rain. Thanks for coming here today. I'm going to appeal to you to come to Glasgow next week. I'm going to ask you to join us in Freedom Square in the middle of Glasgow, to stand in unity, to say loud and clear, we demand the right to determine our constitutional future. I appeal to the SNP government, who have now named the date. They've given us a date. I remember speaking in Bannockburn in July, and I said at that platform, please name the date. I don't know if they were listening, because within a couple of days, they named the date. And the date is the 19th of October next year. Here's what I say, and I hope I say it on behalf of ordinary Scots, the length and breadth of our country. Here's what I say. Do not let unelected judges or unrepresentative Tories tell us that we cannot have what is our inalienable right to express, and that is our right to self-determination. Self-determination. Brothers and sisters, we've came here today in unity across the independence movement. Let's go to Glasgow next Saturday in the spirit of unity of purpose behind the one cause that unites us all. The cause of a new, a better, a fairer, independent Scotland. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Tommy. Next speaker is Lorna McKinnon from the Socialist Workers' Party. We are all under one banner. We want everyone part of that movement fighting and arguing for it. So Lorna's going to give us her take on it. Lorna.
Thanks very much. It's been such a fantastic day. It's been so incredible to be a part of it. So many people out marching for independence and to kick out the Tories. Because who is it? They're government for the rich. There's a cost of living crisis and they keep giving handouts to the super rich. This is why we should all support the strikes. It should be a part of agitating for more strikes. Because this government is in pieces, actually. The Tories have never been weaker, so now is the time to push back against them, to break up the British state, to get rid of this rotten system once and for all. We're still waiting for the courts to tell us if we have permission or not. We need to look to the strikes to see what power it is that we do have. Not the power of nationalistness, we have real collective power of our class. We're seeing that in abundance right now on the picket lines, like this morning, widespread all across the country. If independence is for something, it has to be about, making our lives matter. We know that the Tories are the main enemy, but we can't accept more excuses from the Scottish Government. I hope they hear me loud and clear, that they do have the powers, that they need to use them, that they can make choices about who pays for this crisis. Don't squeeze the poor, make the rich pay. And everyone in the independence movement who wants to make the Tories British state, we need to get behind these picket lines. get behind the strikes. Our yes groups have to be organised in solidarity with the RNT, the CWU, visit the picket lines. The last couple of weeks, even just the last couple of weeks, have shown all the reasons why we need independence. Trust. She wants to cut benefits to the poor, slash spending on education and health, the climate crisis, a tax on trans people, more racist immigration policies. She wants tax cuts for the billionaires, and Stammer, nothing much more to offer us. Got the Labour Party conference singing the national anthem. Enough actually is enough. We cannot wait anymore. We can't wait for the people at the top. It will take mass mobilisations like what we saw today to topple the Tories once and for all. By breaking the whip from Westminster, Scottish independence can be a part of the fight back for ordinary people, not just here in Scotland, but everywhere. This demonstration we had today, it shows that we have not been crushed, that our movement is alive, and it's time to be rebellious, it's time to resist, and it's time to revolt. We have to fight together, we have to strike together, all out against a system in chaos. Fuck the Tories.
Yay! Fuck the Tories!
No, we seen him at the start.
Again, thanks
No,
for
no, I know.
waiting behind, guys. We're almost there. The next speaker is Neil Henry from the AUOB Party.
Hello everyone, thanks for sticking around. It's a bit of cricket
Make
day.
sure you're under there.
I would just underscore Tommy's request for everyone to get to Freedom Square next week to join in the festival and to really begin to unite the movement. We've got to move the situation forward. We cannot wait. Time is most certainly not on our side. I just want to start off talking about trust. I mean, this is someone who makes Boris Johnson look like a safe pair of hands. She is someone who celebrates when she reaches the end of a sentence successfully. But the reality is that trustonomics, or whatever they are trying to give her political views a name with, really just takes incompetence, corruption, greed and cruelty to new levels. I don't think I could ever imagine someone so nakedly ripping off the state to pass money to rich friends in banking and industry. It's absolutely disgraceful. And where are the Labour Party? Where are they? They're certainly not standing on picket lines observing a core principle of the Labour movement to support the unions that are taking absolutely necessary strike action. A few weeks ago I gave a speech outside the union's new headquarters in Edinburgh, and I referred to quite a lot of history in that because it was an important part of that day and of the story. So from the claim of right to the Declaration of Arbroath, right through to the Alien Act of 1705, Scotland was strong-armed into a union. It was certainly not any union of equals. And then we had the Act of Union itself in 1707, and in 1747 there were two further acts that completely demolished any sense of Scotland where bagpipes and tartan were outlawed and people had to swear fealty to the UK Parliament or lose their land. This is no union of consent, it's a union of coercion and pressure, and we must resist it. Now, a lot of people think that the claim of right and that history is some silver bullet for us now. It's not a silver bullet, but it's absolutely an essential part of our story, and it relates directly to the experiences that we're having today. And that was most clearly demonstrated last week when King Charles had to swear to uphold and observe the claim of right when he acceded to the throne. So anyone who says it's not relevant, that was a clear demonstration of its relevance today. Another part of that 1707 Act of Union was a condition, which was that no laws should be passed that are contrary to the evident utility of the people of Scotland. And what did we get for that? Economic and social devastation. A renewable revolution that never ever arrived, certainly not for us. So where is the benefit of this union? In Fife, we have the sea green wind development just off the coast and no jobs. And the Scotland project which has been valued by esteemed people like Robin McAlpine, and it's just gone up at £350 billion over the lifetime of that 25-year licence. Scotland's reward for that was 700 million. And our yearly benefit could have been £15 billion a year. We'll be lucky to see £90 million a year. So if I was to say to you, you're worth 15 grand a month, but I'm going to pay you £90, that's the reality of how we've been ripped off. It's completely unacceptable. So no jobs for bypass. Even with oil and gas in the 70s, there were jobs. Fife had plenty of jobs. We had RGC building rigs. We had the offshore jobs of people going out to work on the rigs. There is no such benefit, no supply chain jobs, no benefit to Scotland from renewables. We're an energy-rich country. We keep saying that. But what we have in reality is a richness in childhood poverty, ingrained adverse childhood experiences, drug deaths off the charts, fuel poverty in homes that should not be experiencing that, and so many food banks that just can't afford to keep feeding the people. In Kirkcaldy, in my constituency, the food bank monthly expenditure has gone from £3,000 a month to over £20,000 a month. Such is the need in my part of the world. It's totally unacceptable, it's totally unsustainable, and so we must change. Things must change. We don't have time on our side. People are starving, people will freeze to death this winter. That's not just me speaking. That's Citizens Advice Scotland. They have made it clear that they are really concerned about deaths this winter. So, when we ask the question about our independence, why are we asking the UK state? Why are we using the UK state apparatus? They're never going to say, oh aye, Jock, Sonia's go. They have an interest in keeping that wealth, retaining that power, retaining control. So we must build another case. Every single part of a current constitutional apparatus is part of the UK state. Even the Scottish Government is part of the UK state. We have to waken up to that fact. Now there's an interesting debate developing on Twitter. A friend of mine, Craig, pointed out to me this week, and that is that we should press for an early Holyrood election, and it's come from my friend Angus Brendan McNeill. And in that election, I'm not going to advocate anyone stands in opposition to the SNP in the constituencies. I would never do that. But what we have to do is have an Independence United list campaign, and we must fill Holyrood with independent supporting MSPs, and we must use Holyrood to our advantage, not in fealty to the UK government. The Section 30 route has been refused. An appeal to the UK Supreme Court is extremely unlikely, and I would say completely unlikely. There is no way that part of the UK state is going to participate in the dismantling of that state. So we must build an international case, we must reach out across the world and present our arguments. Now there are people, some of you will be aware of, the Salvo movement and others from the SSRG, who are doing some of the important work to build that case and to reach out to the international community. But we need MPs and MSPs with the guts and the gumption to take it forward. Sitting on our hands is going to get us absolutely nowhere. I'm just going to conclude with this. The sovereign people of Scotland demand their rightful place in the world. Thanks very much, folks.
Thanks very much to Neil Handley there. Our final speaker is Ewan Gurf from sovereignty. After that we've got Really Jiggered On and DJ Freedom, so please hang about. If it's not raining, even if it is raining, you can have a rain dance, okay? Cheers!
Bo. Testing, testing, 1, 2. How are you all? Greetings, fellow nationalists. I bring proud greetings from a city that voted by a higher margin than any other part of Scotland for independence. And I bring greetings from a city that, according to current polls, suggests that 65% of our citizens still believe in Scotland's right to sovereignty. And finally, I want to say that the greetings, if you haven't already worked out, come from the proud yes city of Dundee. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, thank you for staying with us. I've just boarded Noah's Ark, but it's been a joy to be with you all today. The reason I mentioned Dundee is because I want to take you back on a wee journey to 2014. Many of you will remember that year. But in that year there was 3 other local authorities across Scotland that voted by a majority for independence. Those local authorities were Western Bartonshire, North Lanarkshire and the great city of Glasgow. Now the reason I mention those 3 local authorities is because they have one thing in common with Dundee, which is that they were among the 5 most deprived local authorities in Scotland. And do you know what the 5th of those local authorities was? It was Inverclyde, which voted by 49.9% yes and 50.1% no. The reason I mention that is because those 5 local authorities were the local authorities in Scotland that were most whipped, most bruised, most bashed, most smashed by the politics of Westminster. And I'm going to tell you what I was doing in 2014. Among other things, I spent my entire life working with people experiencing poverty, and many people have mentioned food banks. I was up and down the country with the Trussell Trust setting up a network of food banks in 2014. And in that year I saw the net effect of one of the worst sets of Westminster policies to come out of Westminster. It was the Welfare Reform Act of 2012, ladies and gentlemen. It took effect in April 2013, and there are 3 phrases I'm going to remind you of just now. Many of you will know what these mean. But the first was that we saw the advent of universal credit. We also saw the bedroom tax, and the 3rd of those pillars was sanctions, an increase in the number of people who were sanctioned for trivial things like turning up 2 minutes late to the job centre because their bus had been rerouted due to roadworks. That year I saw food bank use in Scotland go from 14,000 to 71,000. 1 year, folks, it went up by over 400%. And that's how I lost my hair and gained this belly. Because the fact of the matter is, Westminster policies ruin lives, folks. And we need to say no. And what was interesting about those votes in 2014 is it was the unheard and the overlooked, the working class, the communities that have been forgotten about and have been silenced. And those communities, many people in them rose up for the first time and said no to these policies. Folks, there's a great enemy in our midst, and that's the reason I mentioned those local authorities today. The great enemy in our midst is not the English people, it's not our political opponents, it's not even Westminster.
Sorry about that big gust of wind.
The blame to take. It is poverty, folks. Poverty is the greatest enemy in our midst, and it still lives in our communities, and it needs to be driven out. That policy that was implemented in 2014, folks, it did not have common support in Scotland. In fact, even our MPs, only 4 out of 5 of the MPs in Scotland rejected that policy, but yet it was still voted through. If ever there's been evidence of the democratic deficit that we experience, it's that. So folks, we are no longer in a cost of living crisis. We are experiencing the cost of surviving. I have met many men, women and children who, due to no fault of their own, have had to rely on voluntary services in this country. Women who had to give up breastfeeding because they were so malnourished and had so few calories in their bodies that they dropped from 9 to 7 stone. I saw a woman who approached me who was supplementing the use of sanitary items with socks and toilet paper, and in one situation, the worst situation I've ever seen, was a lady who was using newspaper because she couldn't afford sanitary items. A woman who gave up breastfeeding after 6 weeks due to malnutrition. I mean, these are things that we would talk about in developing nations, not in a rich country like Scotland. This is not the kind of Scotland that we need to be charting in the future. So folks, I want to encourage you in the future to remember Dundee, to remember that we are your ally, to remember that the working class people of Scotland are waiting, and they can't wait any longer, folks. They cannot wait, because the suffering will only continue if we allow it to continue. But there's coming a day, not so far from now, when we, the people of Scotland, will get the opportunity to flex our democratic muscle once again for a fairer Scotland, for a more just Scotland, and praise God for a sovereign Scotland. Thank you very much, folks.
Right, folks. Wrong microphone. Right, just we've got a couple of music acts just to finish off. Really Jiggers are coming on, and then DJ Freedom just to finish off. As far as just a couple of words on behalf of the AUOB all the Wynd team. Thanks for turning up. Thanks those of you who have stuck around. It's been a great rally.
I get you.
There'll be a programme of demonstrations next year. You know what? I don't know about you, but I'm not convinced that we will not still having to be fighting next year for an independence referendum. So look out for the demonstrations next year. Thanks again for turning up. And here we are now with Really Jigger. Thank you.
Look at the rainbow.
Tommy, tell him to go to Freedom Square next week. Next week. Let's see him.
Trying to get a film, it's too sunny and then
He's not all over there. We'll go on to there then. You keep it easy, alright? You say no problem. Over in the man, go down to that wall. It's always there. I see that. Okay. Look at you busy.
No, you've got to be happy.
Oh, that's I'm quite happy. Go with
Hello, mate. Good afternoon. We're just doing a wee quick sound check, a wee line check. We'll be with you. Can you hear that? Yeah, on the servers. Great. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Star Wars had. He was a robot at the start, very slinky, yes.
Okay, you play something? Top of chords.
You always feel my bum when you do that.
That crackling.
She's just a yammer girl coming in.
That's a great. It's done something. What one's it coming out? 17 minutes from Johnston, Terrace. Aye. I'm logging is what I can, you know. So I'll patch this.
It's going to start fishing.
I must admit, Tony said it's changed for the better. You know.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for being with us, and thanks for coming out this afternoon. You keeping well? Yes? Good, fantastic. It's great to see so many people here walking for independence. So, yeah, keep walking until well, it happens. Hopefully, it's going to be soon. We are called Really Jiggered, and this first tune that we're going to play for you is called Walking Boots.
I know. you guys want to come over, you're welcome.
I was just going to get back for the dog. I'm going my bed. I'm not.
Times and sail we sing a song upon land lost. We begin our lives anew, our walking boots right on. The sheep are on our land, our feet they leave the sand. Our boats that sail for on the land, our walking boots right on. We go, our fates we cannot know. To God we pray, do not betray. Our walking boots right on. Our dreams are all gone now. We're living in